Hello from me, Dina Marais of dinamarais.com, and thank you for watching this video. Today I want to talk about dream killers and how to avoid them. They are indeed very real, and in my own experiences, these are practices that derail us from creating the lives that we want and deserve. And they are just something to get rid of. You know, Wayne Dyer said that we are born geniuses and then life de-geniuses us. And he is so right, because we put in these through our life experience, and as we grow up, we create these barriers between us and source. And of course, that is what makes us feel alone and abandoned, and creates a separation between us and creating the life that we really want. And let me explain. I'm going to go through all of them now. But what's really important here is that as I'm speaking about this, I want you to know that this is all in my own experience as well. So yes, I've gone, and I'm still going through all these practices that I'm talking about. I may be some steps ahead of you, but you know, as we move through one layer of understanding ourselves and making progress, then we encounter the next layer, sort of a spiral up against it. It comes round again, and so this was a huge revelation for me, and that it actually has become my work. And that revelation is that if this is you, what I'm talking about here, then just know that you are not alone, not by a long shot. Most people around you, actually, in fact, most people suffer from this to some or other extent. So, and what's really important to know is that these practices are not something to be ashamed of. It's just something to get rid of. And once we move from ignorance to understanding, then we can take charge and we can change it. And then the choice is up to us. So let me dive right into what I'm talking about. And the first one I want to talk about, first of these practices, is self-doubt. Now, I love what Jim Rohn said. He said, self-doubt is a killer of your dreams. It will clear out your bank account as well. You need to go after it and get rid of it. And of course, the visual I get is myself with a club, and I'm going after the self-doubt, and it feels like I'm actually getting rid of it. And yes, it is that important. Because it creeps up on you like a thief in the night. It's very sneaky, and it can suck out your inspiration, the joy out of your inspiration in a moment if you let it. Now, self-doubt is based on unsatisfactory results of the past that we use as evidence and referent experiences to create results in the future. I mean, how crazy is that? And it operates then also from an inadequate self-image. Now, as you know, maybe you don't, but your self-image drives the success of every area of your life. How you see yourself is what you feel on the inside, is what you're going to produce on the outside. Okay? And your relationship with self is absolutely integrated in your self-image, how you see yourself. So you need to upgrade your self-image. As we move, even if we have a great self-image, as we move from one level to the next, we want our human self to catch up with our spiritual self, with our divine desires that we receive, that we want to implement in our life, make it real in our life. And in that way, we need to upgrade our self-image all the time. And we do that. A great way to do that is to remember your victories, your wins and your victories when you think of your goals. Not to think of past results, but think of your memories of your victories, of your previous wins, okay? And actually write them down. Keep a log of them, because we forget. And the idea is then to become really conscious, and of this feeling of self-doubt, because it's a feeling that comes up, and challenge it. And you challenge it by producing evidence to the contrary of the self-doubt. Evidence that back up your belief in yourself, your self-belief, okay? And yes, this is hard work. But the rewards are sweet. And it's for you to be relentless, to be willing and relentless in challenging the self-doubt, in producing the evidence to the contrary, because it will be relentless in showing up in your life. All right? And so it's for you to become conscious of your journey, conscious of every baby step. Celebrate, count, because self-doubt thrives on you discounting the small steps of victories and the small celebrations. Okay, you really need, that's a switch. Discounting is actually a cognitive distortion, where we discount the things that go well and we continuously put ourselves down and say, it's not good enough, it's not good enough, it's not good enough. Of course, this is related to perfectionism, procrastination, that we're going to talk about later, and excuses. It all comes down to how you see yourself, what you believe about yourself. And you need to upgrade that, because what we have is outdated. Okay? All right, so let's move on to the next one. And that is comparison. And that is one of the biggest sins against ourselves, when we compare ourselves to others, especially people that are smarter and seem to be smarter and successful than us. And when we do that, we inevitably feel less than. Okay? And it feels like we cannot get there. So, what's really important here is that what we forget is that we see the effect of self-belief, self-discipline, success-producing habits, clarity, persistence, consistency. And when we realize that success is about these things, they're habits. They're habits, they're thoughts that empower you. It's like feeding when we count our successes, and we just talk about self-doubt, we now keep feeding the self-belief. Can you see that becomes a cycle? All right. So when we do that, and we then compare ourselves to others, is to explore what makes them successful, and to use that to upgrade our own habits. So instead of feeling overwhelmed or discouraged or deflated when we see someone that's really successful, is to be inspired by that and to think, wow, okay, fine. So let's break it down. What are they doing? I can do the same thing. And to know that each baby step forward, that you count, every success little story, it's taking you towards your grand vision. By becoming intentional, celebrating, know why you're doing what you're doing, knowing it's a baby step, that creates the energy for more. Okay, so let's look at excuses. Now, excuses, it's easy to find excuses. Excuses, and the moment, of course, when this excuses come up, the moment we want to step out of our comfort zone, that's when excuses start arising, and it's so easy then to derail us. And of course, excuses are based in fear. And like fear, false evidence appearing real, excuses are just excuses. They actually have a long-term damaging effect, because the energy of excuses are riddled with mixed emotions of First is there's a moment of relief, but then guilt sets in, judging yourself, beating yourself up, and then regret for not manning up to what you really want, and allowed yourself to be talked out of it. And when you know that it's these excuses, these thoughts talking you out of your good, talking you out of taking the next step, it comes from your subconscious mind. And it's the job of your subconscious mind is to keep you safe and to keep things familiar, even though it's miserable. Okay? So your job is to take charge, is to deliberately decide, listen, body mind, because your body mind takes over, that's your subconscious mind, expression of your subconscious mind. No, I'm taking charge here. I'm doing this. Even though I may feel the fear or I have 10,000 excuses why I shouldn't do this, I have decided that I am taking this step. And it's to empower yourself with choosing thoughts. And of course, we just talked about the evidence of that will empower you, that you have done something like this before. You've got to believe in yourself. But it's in your choice. And it's to become conscious of your thoughts, your feelings, your words, your actions. To choose and take charge and only choose thoughts that represent that you, who you want to become in fulfilling your vision. Because it's only in stepping into that and claiming that you will actually grow and be able to achieve your vision. And that brings me to the next one, and that is chaos. And chaos, the chaotic mind, happens when we don't have clarity, when we don't have that clear vision. Because you have a built-in success mechanism who needs a target. That's the way we're wired. We always are looking for things to achieve. And if you don't have a clear vision and a clear target and a clear image of what you're going for, it uses the images, the 65,000 thoughts that we have every day, it uses those images of the past and keep on producing the same results. Okay, so it's very important to have a vision, to have a goal, to have something that you give this success mechanism, this a target to go for, and to think about that. Okay, otherwise you are staying stuck in the paradigm of the past and will keep on producing those results. And when that happens, it feels like our life is happening to you. It feels like you don't have control, and of course you don't have control because you don't take control. We have to take control. Okay, because we have old paradigms that have been downloaded into us since we were born, and you know, from our parents and our teachers and everybody else. And it's time to take charge and decide, who are we? Who do I choose to be? And what do I have to choose to think about myself? To be this person that I know I am. This is all to bring you to your true self. So in the end, it all comes down to habits. Our habitual thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. And the beautiful thing is that how you feel is your vibration. And of course, as we think, so we feel, and then we respond from how we feel. And your vibration is what you radiate into the world. And of course, the law of attraction brings to you experiences that match your vibration. So, take charge, make it a habit, have a vision, and choose to strive to raise your vibration continuously. And how you do that? You do that by creating an environment in your mind of joy and gratitude and excitement and confidence in yourself, and basking in your celebrations of your small victories really rev it up. Become the person in your mind who you aspire to be on the outside. All right? I always ask myself, who am I being when I have everything that I want? Strive to do that. Choose thoughts that empower you. Energize your victories. Energize your vision, your goals. Think of the end situations when you achieve your goals and your vision. What will happen? And see that happening and focus on that. Play that over and over again. Unfortunately, you have how you feel tells you where's your vibration. So you can continuously tap into, even if you think of the recent thing that you did that was well. Focus on what is good and more good will happen. Okay, so of course very important is to have a clear vision and a clear image of what you're going for. Relentlessly rid yourself of self-doubt. Excuse your excuses. And you will see things start changing in your life quickly. Okay, so to support you further is to go to my website and get your free Own Your Greatness and Abundance Kickstart meditation and video. And it's on my website, dinamarais.com. And then also subscribe to this channel, share, or if you hear this in audio on my podcast, and share this with other people. And if you subscribe, also click the bell notification to be alerted. And please leave me a comment. Let me know or send me an email, dina@dinamarais.com, of how you experience this, how you find this. And I would love to hear from you. All right, so that's it from me. I'll chat to you soon.